I was going to talk about my old workout program that I had and what it is now. And hopefully, if I heal up good enough, I can go back to doing it. But if not, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. But my old program was I'd lift up rocks. Had a couple different sizes, and I'd lift it and carry it around my stomach area, down and back to the road, and then I would it up on one side, walk it down and back, put it on the other side, walk it down and back. And what I would do is I would do 1 minute intervals, and so I do a minute on, 30-second rest. As I got more tired, it would turn into 1 minute on, 1 minute off. But it wasn't right away. I had the rock lift and carries. And then I also did tire flips. I have a 390 pound. It's a large tire. I think it's not quite 5 feet tall, but um, it's it's nice and heavy. It's a good workout. I was flipping it. My best so far was 24 times. Um, Really good workout. I also did a log carry. I'd put the log on one shoulder, carry it down, carry it back, switch shoulders, put on this side, and go down and back. And I would also do a suitcase carry, which is I had a weird curl bar curl. It's got the two neutral grips, and then it's got the bar that goes around it in a circle. So anyway, you do a suitcase carry, which is like down on one side of of you're on one side, and then you carry it down to the road and back. Just using 50 pounds, 70 pounds sometimes, and um, that's actually because of an offset. It really activates the core very, very well. It's a really good workout for that. So um, also I do a farmer's carry, which is I carried two railroad ties, and I wrapped old garden hose around it and then taped the middle. And what that does is it's hard to hang on to anyway because it's a little bit squishy, and then it moves and flexes, and so it was building up my wrist, and my grip and everything like that. It's a real good workout, literally from your hands all the way down to your feet, man. It's a really good workout. So um, I did that one, and then I did. The only thing I wanted to do was I had a log that I had angled up against the fence, and then I'd go over here at this end and pick it up, and I'd press it with one hand over my each side, and it was a railroad tie as well, and so they're not super heavy, but they're not light either. The one I used was it was had soaked up more. Probably water, something. It might have had some uh, more oil in it, I guess, than the other one, so it soaked in. But good shoulder workout. It works the triceps too. I wanted to get one where it was more of a strongman style, where on each side you have the handle, and you press it over your head in a neutral grip motion. You fight it up to their body, pop it up, and press it. I'm gonna actually make one if I can get back to it. Um, Also, I have this. I was when I worked at this trucking company. We brought oil filled equipment inside of wood crates, and they were real long. They were like I think the one I've got is like 15 feet, and so I added 2x4s on the side and used them as grips, to hold onto a 2x4, and it's a neutral grip. Well, as I do it, I stand up and do a wheelbarrow deadlift, and then I would shrug, and then I would do a calf raise, and but I would put a block this. It was about an inch, I guess, is what it was. So my foot was slightly um, elevated in the front, and so when I did and pulled up, as I stood up, my calves would already they were already in the stretching in stretch. I'm trying to say that right. They're already slightly flexed or stretched at that point. And one second. Okay, I'm back. So when the foot's already in a flexing beginning, So you're already getting a stretch out of it. It actually helps the calves blow up big, man. My calves were like 2 inches bigger, and then when I quit doing it, man, my calves have shrunk down a lot, like literally 2 inches. So, um, but um, it's a great workout when you're doing uh, the deadlift, shrug, calf raise. I was doing a bend over row right before that with double armed, neutral grip or wheelbarrow grip, and then I would pull up to my waist, up to the middle of, how you're supposed to, like you're doing the bent over row, boom, and then I would go back, drop back down in position, then do a deadlift, shrug, calf raise, and man, that was a huge total body workout, man. And I started out when I was doing it before, I was doing one tire, and then I added two, and then I could do a third smaller tire, but with the bent over row. But then when I did the deadlift, shrug, calf raise, I would do a little bit bigger of a tire, a medium sized tire on the third one, and then when I would just do deadlifts, because it was a lot more weight. My body couldn't get the balance going, with the extra weight. So when I was doing just the deadlift itself, the neutral grip, wheelbarrow grip, as I lifted it up, I could use 3 big tires on it. So it was a really good workout, man. I loved it. That's one of my favorite deadlifts right there, man. It's just the neutral grip. Anyway, then I did chin ups. I would do, I always do like a wide, and then regular, and then a close, pronated. And then I also hang off of baseballs. I put the rope between my fingers, the wire, and then I punch a hole through a baseball and hold on to it. So I do my grip, chin ups with that. Typically, I just do static holds with them, but it's a really good strength builder. Like when you when you do the Captains of Crush, man, I could. At one point in my life, I was doing the Captains of Crush number 3. It took me a long freaking time to get there, but I did it. I've been training my grip. In order to get that, I trained it. I think it was 1 decade to get to that point. I could also close the 300-pound gripper that you get at GNC. I really couldn't tell a difference between the strength, the actual level of, which one was tougher. I could do both of them for 1 repetition, and then I'd rest and do it again. And but they were excellent. Anyway, I also do the supinated chin up like this, the pronated chin ups, like I said, and then the neutral grip chin ups. It's man, those are really, really good, and they activate different parts of the lats, and your biceps are extended or they're pulled in, different parts, and so it builds your body in different ways. It's an excellent work. Chin ups are amazing that way. Dips, I do dips. However many chin ups I do, I match it with dips. However many of those, I do match them with my push ups in the ring push up. Like I buy these, they're rings, they're big rings, like gymnastics rings, and I hang them down, and then I put where my feet are going to go, I put concrete blocks up. So my body's sitting like this, my head is down here at an angle, and then when I go eat extra, I go do a push up like that and come back up, do a push up, when I'm going deep, and then come back up, boom. And so it's activating the top and the middle of my pecs really, really well. And it also helps, build the middle of the pecs too, because you're coming together like when you come together like that, and almost like a dumbbell bench. It's the same thing I do with the ring push-ups, and that's an excellent pectoral workout. And my entire triceps get a great workout when I'm doing the dips and the push-ups and any kind of when I was doing overhead presses, it builds the different part of the tricep. I mean, it activates the long part in the very back of your tricep too. I don't know the name of it. I know there's 3 heads, but I'm talking the part that goes up into the rear deltoid. That part like bulked out on me when I was doing some presses too. Also, in this workout that I did, because I was doing HIIT training with this stuff, and I was lifting freaking heavy on some of them, and then medium heavy on the others. Anyway, I also had I did rowing, like a row machine. I did that one. I would row. The difference is that I would try the hit training with that one, but I would also do 100 reps, and then I would rest 30 seconds, 100 reps, and then I'd rest a minute and get off and go to my next workout, which I drag like and all these workouts would change up, but I would change them up for the next time I did a workout. But um, I pulled a semi tire with my sprints, and I would do 25-yard sprints to build up my speed, because those are the area in the beginning. I think it takes. They say that you can't really get to full speed. Some people say it takes 35 yards. Some people say it's 45 yards to be full. No, 60 yards to become running full sprint. So I'm not sure who's correct. I always felt like, I could easily get to my max speed within, 60 feet, because I have a lot of explosive power, but maybe some people can, I don't know. As far as, I would do the sprint and drag the semi tire, and then I would always start without it first, run, a sprint 25, put the harness on, drag the tire, and then I would drag the tire 5 different times. I tried a parachute. I have a parachute that I was running with, but Wyoming wind is insane around here, and you can't really run a straight line with it. The freaking parachute's dragging you off to the side and shit when you're running here, because we just have insane winds. Like it literally rips roofs off around here and knocks fences down. And you guys ever seen that show with Kurt Russell called Soldier? And they have that like zip line or whatever the hell it is. It's a cable, and they're dragging themselves to get, and they're like, it's all this wind. That was kind of like what we had to deal with when we went to school or get to the bus. But anyway, also I do jump rope and jumping jacks. I really like jumping jacks. Helps my shoulders out a lot, because I had a shoulder injury, and it kind of helps keep them, pain free. So I added some about I think it was like 25 years ago. I saw a workout from a guy he did it's Nicolas Cage. He was on Con Air, and he did a handstand push-up. And I'd never even heard of him or saw him before, and I was like, man, that was like freaking awesome, So added to my calisthenics program, I thought, and I couldn't do one. I was too weak. I couldn't figure out how to do it. And so I worked at it, and I think it was like, and it was funny because I think it was like a week later, the guys at the, because I worked at this tire company, and this chubby guy, he was chubby and big, muscular, but he was just a stocky built guy, and he had a belly and everything on him. He flipped up against the wall. He bet everybody that he could do 10 handstand push-ups, and everybody laughed at him. There wasn't one of us that could do a handstand push-up except this guy. I mean, mind you, I was 18, he was like 25, and he did 10 of them, and he did 10 very well. And I didn't bet him, but everybody else did, and they had to give him money. But it took me about a week after I saw him do that. I was like, well, whatever one man can do, another can do, and I'll do it. And I did. Within a week, I did 1 rep. And within 2 weeks, I had 10 down myself. It had a lot to do with balance, and then that initial drive, that initial push. So it was a great workout. I built up to 20 reps at a 230-pound body weight. I'd gained weight through the years, and always kept my handstand push-ups going, because some of my idols, I love Jackie Chan, man. That guy was amazing. I was like, man, I want to move like him. I want to be athletic, but I want to be strong as hell too. And but anyway, I made some of my own battle ropes, because I don't have the money to pay for battle rope price. So I took some old garden hose, and I poured sand inside of it and little tiny gravel, right? And then I also took little steel pieces from nails, they were rusted and everything. I just stuffed them down there and kept shaking the hose as it poured down to the end. Then I drove it into the ground on the other end and tied them down and everything. And then I took these PVC pipes. They're like a 2 inch. They're 2 inches thick, so they're big. They're like a Red Bull can, and I wrapped the hose through it and around it, and then taped the crap out of it. So it was a thick handle. It was actually like about that big. So now it was as big as a pop can, but the actual PVC pipe is Red Bull size. But anyway, I did my battle ropes with that. I trained really, really hard, and battle ropes are freaking awesome. I mean, they're like a sprint, but for the upper body. And I would get done, I'd take my shirt off and look in the mirror, and I had my muscles were pumped out like crazy, man. And I love them, but I don't really do them in the wintertime. I get out of shape in the wintertime, because of the awesome weather we have around here. But I train in the winter anyway. I don't do, like when I'm done with all these, like I was doing 36 exercises in a row and doing my HIIT training. I had a lot of freaking energy. I was really strong, really fast. I could box jump 48 inches. I had a 4-foot box jump. And I ended up videotaping only me doing a 42-inch box jump, which this summer I should get back to videotaping and do the 48 and show it, so, but I was 255 pounds, or no, no, I was 255 pounds. So when I did it, also I ride bikes, in the summertime, we ride actual bicycles, and then when it's summertime or wintertime, we ride, I ride, the, Exer bikes or whatever you want to call them, stationary bikes. And I ride slow, then I go high, go slow, go medium, go slow, go high. And I keep changing it up like that over and over and over. And I'll do like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on my day. And I will pump the crap out of my legs, and they get super solid. I like bike riding themselves. I don't know, it's not going to make you like, get really good at squats or anything, but it's a great leg workout. An athletic performance builder. I mean, for like, when I rode my bike all the time, I was really, really quick on my feet. But I don't know, I'm not saying that like it is definitely takes that takes away from squats or anything like that. But anyway, biking's awesome. Builds up strength, muscular endurance, really well, muscular endurance, and it will give you endurance as well if you can go over 10 minutes. Anyway, I don't know if I told you guys biking already or not, but before, I mean, like earlier in the video. But anyway, I would do alternating dumbbell curls. When I started, I used to do reverse ones, and then when I got worn out, when my arm couldn't do reverse anymore, then I would do the twist. You come up and twist, and then when I was done, when I couldn't twist anymore, I do hammer curls. And then when I was done with hammer curls, then I was done. And then I would do, I had power curl days, which is, they're not strict form, but they're like, you curl as hard as you can. Like, and me, this is where I curl right here. I don't twist my arm all perfectly for bodybuilding purposes or anything like that. I'm doing it for power. So this is what my arm looks like. It's not perfect. It's offset. It's more for like an uppercut. Anyway, bent over rows. I was doing single dumbbells, but Athlean X, I was following him, or I follow him, and he said basically you can get a hernia. He's gotten hernias twice by doing by doing a bent over row, by doing it incorrectly. And I remember my pubic bone hurt a few times when I was rowing with 150s, and I don't want a hernia. I don't want any stupid crap like that. So um, anyway, I ended up doing those, and then I do squats. I got to start back over with squats because my squatting is really bad right now due to my neck and my lumbar. I have degenerative disc disease, but I herniated 3 of my discs in my neck in an accident, and so I've been dealing with that crap on and off. It's been hell on me, honestly. I also do forearm work. I do reverse curls, or reverse wrist curls, and I do regular wrist curls, and then I do leveraging with a sledgehammer up off the ground and down to my face and stuff like that. I also twist the sledgehammer like this back and forth, like you're looking at your watch and so on, palm up. And I also do a lot of grip work. I go really light gripping, like crappy spring, like a Walmart type gripper. And then I use a racquetball with a couple fingers and just change them up, and then with my thumb. And I do a basic workout like that. And then I also, let me see here. I use the heavy springs like Captain's of Crush grippers. I'm having trouble now again because of, just being off, and then the pain in my neck and stuff like that has been kind of messing with my left arm and my grip. And they said it'll take a little bit to get healed up. It takes like a year, but unfortunately, it's been a year and a half. But I'm really stubborn. I'll fight through this. It's not like, I'm gonna go get my neck fused together, and I'm not gonna do that if I can freaking help it. They say that it's extremely rare. You have to get it done anyway. But anyway, I'm gonna buy the thing that Joe Rogan talks about. It's a thing that goes over your head, and you can literally walk in a circle and it rolls around your head. It's got this thing around you, and it's got a rubber band, and it's like $200. When I get paid, when I start working again in summer, I'm gonna buy one just because of what's happened to my neck. I want to make sure that it's very strong and stable. So, but I got to get back to the squats. I got to start doing the deep squats. I want to get down to where an actual full squat, the best legs I've ever seen in freaking ever, obviously, is I just freaking lost it. Some people say it's Paul Quadzilla, I think his name is actually. I don't remember if his first name is Paul or not now. But the guy that I loved the most growing up was, oh man, can't remember his name. I can see his face. I love this. I'm going to pause it till I can remember. Hold on. Took me 2 seconds. It's Tom Platz. Tom Platz did full range squats. I think the best ever, his squats were like 650. So, but he could do a lot of squat. Like he could squat for a very long time with like 300 pounds. It was pretty impressive. And he loved bike riding too. It was one of his things that he loved to do. And Arnold loved full range squats, and he loved to bike ride. The only difference with those two is obviously like 10 inches in thighs. But anyway, oh yeah, and I do a wrist roller for my forearms too, just to build up the rear or the top part of the wrist, and so I love it. It's a great workout. I have a thick one that I use, roller, and I also do thick handled dumbbells when I train. Let me see here. And I was doing a head harness to build my neck, and I was using a rubber band to build my neck too. But for years I did wrestler's bridge. I could hold a wrestler's bridge for 10 minutes like that. And I could also pump my neck back and forth for 5 minutes. So, and I do sides, and I'd roll my head around like this. And I had a 21-inch neck. My neck was strong. It felt good. And then after that accident, man, it's gone downhill. Like I can't do a bridge anymore. They said I'll never be able to do a bridge anymore. So, um, unfortunately, things happen to you in your life. You just gotta roll with it and find another avenue to go down and kick ass. um, I made a ball and chain out of concrete. I put this chain inside of a popped basketball. I wrapped it up with duct tape, cut a hole in it, and put my chain in there, hung it out, and then I taped the chain and then filled up the cement inside the ball. And then the next day I come and cut the ball off, and the chain was still inside the cement ball. And then I just take the handle of the chain and I wrapped it up and bolted it, and then I use it as a ball and chain. I swing it like a warrior. So I weighed the whole thing. Excuse me, and it was 45 pounds. I know it doesn't sound like a lot of weight, but it is freaking heavy. And I thought that I was going to give myself a hernia from that damn thing too. When I was swinging, my freaking pelvis is what I meant popped, not my hip bones, but my pelvis popped on the last time too when I was talking about my other workouts. Which one did I say that one? Yeah, I can't remember now. But anyway, like I already explained the sledgehammer workouts I do, and I do heavy dumbbell bench presses. My best is 140s. I'm not. It's the same with my clean and jerks. I can only do 140 one at a time, of course, on that. But and I could do a clean and jerk with 2 arms, with 2 dumbbells, 100 pounds each hand. But as far as like a dumbbell bench, and I actually do it correctly. A lot of people, you see people go like this all the time. This drives me crazy. They'll pop the weight up and then they'll go like this, and they do these fucking half-ass dumbbell bench presses. They're like, yeah, look, I'm doing 200-pound or 250-pound heavy dumbbell bench presses. I'm like, you're not doing a freaking dumbbell bench. That's not a correct one. And so, the best way to do them is to go all the way back. That's the whole purpose of it, is to roll back and then come all the way together and pinch the pecs together and then clang them. You touch them together, and then the 2 dumbbells come together. And so, and I typically was doing 5 reps, 4, 3, 2, 1, or I'd do 3, 3, 3, 3, and I would just use as much, after I warmed up, I would use that much to just get it all out, and push through it. My goal was to hit 200-pound dumbbells at one point. Anyway, my box jumps, I pick tires and I jump up on top of tires. People use stuff that they jump up on and they'll kick out from under them and they'll fall on their back. I'm good with sticking with tires, man. I ain't gonna fall down on my neck and everything, get hurt. But if all this falls through and I can't keep up, when it comes to doing the weights again, if it keeps aggravating me. I got osteitis, which was in the hips, from all the heavy lifting that I've done through my life, and the inflammation in the bones, and that is very freaking painful too. My pubic bone pops and stuff like that. That's not cool. It's a very unpleasant feeling when it snaps on you. I've actually tore the front of the muscle where the pubic is. I felt it just slide, and I was like, oh crap. I fell down my stairs one time in the wintertime, like last winter, and my pelvis popped, and I was like, oh man, that hurt, and it had been aggravating me the whole year before that, but it popped, and man, it was sore forever. I swear it never got better. But anyway, if all this goes south on me for not being able to lift, I'm just gonna stick with my my body weight routine, which is like chin ups, handstand push-ups, ring push-ups, dips, and I have this abdominal thing. If you look at my other video on basically what I do with the different variations of abdominal training to strengthen all areas of the core, or the front of it anyway. And then also I do horse stance and body squats. I tried pistol squats, but it throws off my hips and my pubic bone hurts, and my leg joint does not like it. I don't know if it's because I'm too heavy or whatever, but my body says no. I also do jump rope and jumping jacks, as I mentioned earlier, but I'm going to keep that will be part of the calisthenics program that I do. Um, Now, I wish I could go back to my minimalist program. My minimalist program was great. I loved it. It was um, heavy dumbbell bench press, heavy dumbbell curls, and heavy dumbbell clean and jerks. So the bench press obviously built the pecs up really well, and the triceps and the shoulders, the front deltoid. Um, the clean and jerk builds all three heads of the shoulder. And I loved it. It built the traps, built my whole body, but it helped me for performance too. I mean, I could run a really fast sprint. Um, Only when I gave up the clean and jerk for like 1 year, a few years back, like 4 years ago, I was gaining weight and I got to 270 and I got my ass kicked really good in a sprint. And after that, I've had issues because of degenerative disc disease, and heavy lifting has prevented me from being athletic like I want to be. Um, some people, it seems like it doesn't affect them, with a lot of this stuff. I don't know why. I'm not, I don't know if it's because I'm a mesomorph and they're um, an endomorph type lifter. But I've seen ectomorphs and mesomorphs like me that have damage and they lose performance. They can't run like they used to. They can't jump like they used to. My left leg, I'll trip up the stairs because it'll quit working after, if I get inflammation and my discs start shrinking again, then I'm done for that year. And then that's what I keep doing, which is kind of why I'm hoping to get back on a routine of just the clean and jerk, the dumbbell bench, and the curls. And then probably do some kind of neck training, direct neck training for um, just to fix my little issue, keep me strong. But if I use thick handle dumbbells, I can build the hell out of my grip. But the clean and jerk, man, it's the number one exercise. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, you're not going to become a world strongman or anything like that, but you will always be athletic. You'll always be strong, and you'll always be fast. And there is something to be said about those things, and instead of just being a strong guy. Um, but anyway, I'm going to run out of minutes here or seconds here in a second. So anyway, thanks for listening to my ramblings. You all have a good day and take care of yourselves. Peace.